You know, I have been watching Caitlin play since she was an eighth grader when I was coaching at the college realm and covering her games in college, and just an exciting time for me. Very excited to be working with her and this young team.
Remember when Stephanie White spotted a young Caitlin Clark in 8th grade? Yeah, that same Stephanie White who just became the Indiana Fever's new head coach. Talk about a full circle moment, right? But here's the thing. White's been singing Clark's praises for years. And now, she's got front row seats to the Caitlin Clark show. This isn't just a new coach-player duo. It's a match made in basketball heaven that's about to set the WNBA on fire. But what does White truly think of her new star player? Her praises of Clark throughout the years will blow your mind and change everything you thought you knew about this dynamic duo. In this video, we'll explore the long history of White's relationship with Clark, what she feels about her new star player, and how this partnership will transform the Indiana Fever into championship contenders. Before we break it down, please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Are you ready? Let's go.
She's obviously called a lot of my games all throughout college, and I just think she has a really great basketball mind. I think she's done a great job calling college games. It's been great to see her on NBA games. I think what she's done is she's obviously, she's been a trailblazer, honestly. I think she's always been somebody that's been supportive of my game, and it's been fun to talk to her at shoot-arounds throughout my college career, and always been really supportive.
Guess what? The stars just aligned for the Indiana Fever, and it's about to get wild. Stephanie White isn't just any coach. She's Indiana basketball royalty. We're talking about a woman who's been breathing hoops since she first picked up a ball in West Lebanon, Indiana. But why'd she leave Connecticut when things were going so well? Let's break it down. White's not just coming home, she's coming back to family. This is the same Stephanie White who lit up the scoreboard at Seeger High, snagging Indiana Miss Basketball, Gatorade National Player of the Year, and USA Today National Player of the Year in 1995. You think that's impressive? She was just getting started. White took her talents to Purdue and led them to their first, and only, college basketball championship in 1999. Yeah, she was kind of a big deal. But White wasn't done with Indiana just yet. The Fever snatched her up in the 2000 expansion draft, and for 5 seasons, she helped put this team on the map.
It was then on to the WNBA, where after 1 season in Charlotte, her hometown Indiana Fever were preparing for their inaugural season in 2000, when they made their first trade in franchise history, acquiring the local legend Stephanie White.
But White's real magic, it was just beginning to show. Fast forward to her coaching days. She was a Fever assistant coach from 2011 to 2014, and part of that title run with Lynn Dunn, Tamika Catchings, and yes, Kelly Krauskopf, the new Indiana Fever president. Then she was promoted to head coach for 2 seasons after that, leading the team to the WNBA Finals on her first season. She then moved to the college ranks as both a coach and an analyst for a few years. White then returned to WNBA coaching, turning the Connecticut Sun into a powerhouse. We're talking a 55-25 record over 2 seasons, back-to-back playoff appearances, and oh yeah, she snagged the 2023 WNBA Coach of the Year award. The Sun made it to the semifinals both years under White's leadership. Indiana's in her blood. In her own words, first and foremost, it's home. This is a franchise that's in my DNA.
Yeah, at different points, you think back and you're like, man, that was pretty cool.
You can't make this stuff up. It's like the basketball gods decided to write the perfect comeback story. But here's where it gets really interesting. Remember that 8th grade phenom White spotted years ago? Yeah, that was Caitlin Clark. White's been watching Clark's rise from the beginning, and now she gets to coach her. Talk about coming full circle. White's not shy about her admiration for Clark either. She's calling her a generational player and practically salivating over the Fever's young roster. Remember when White said this the moment Clark got drafted?
Caitlin isn't just great for women's basketball. She is great for the entire game. She's more than just points.
She absolutely is. I mean, let's not forget, this is a young woman who led the nation in assists as well. She's accomplished records that haven't ever been accomplished in the sport of collegiate basketball.
With back-to-back Rookies of the Year in Clark and Aaliyah Boston, and star veterans like Kelsey Mitchell and Lexi Hull, White's got a goldmine of talent to work with. So why is White the perfect fit for this new era of Fever basketball? It's simple. She's lived it all, from high school hero to college champ, from WNBA player to coach. She knows Indiana basketball inside and out, and now, she's back to bring another WNBA title home.
When the unbelievable opportunity became available to return home, to again coach the Indiana Fever, with the goal of bringing the WNBA championship trophy back to Indiana.
But wait, There's more to this story than just White's return, because when White's hiring was announced, guess who was one of the first to react? That's right, Caitlin Clark herself. She hit social media with a fever show that had fans losing their minds. It's clear these two are ready to take the league by storm. Following Clark's lead, the rest of the team shared their excitement on their own personal social media accounts too. If you've made it this far and are enjoying the video, don't forget to like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications. We know watching this video takes some of your time, and we appreciate you. Now back to the action.
Caitlin Clark is just at the epitome of the intersection of social media, of pop culture, and fan engagement in a way that we've never seen, and she's moving the needle forward for all athletes.
You think Clark was going to waltz into the WNBA and dominate from day one? Think again. Her start was rough. Remember all that pre-draft doubts? All those reality is coming warnings? Yeah, it was nuts. But when reality actually hit, it hit like a truck. Suddenly, everyone's scratching their heads, wondering if Clark's the real deal. The critics came out in full force. Sheryl Swoopes was relevant again. They were picking apart every missed shot, every bad pass. But here's where it gets interesting. While everyone else was busy writing Clark off, guess who steps up to defend her? That's right, Stephanie White, the same coach who's been watching Clark since she was a teen. White wasn't having any of that "Clark's a bust" nonsense. You want to know what White said? She straight up told everyone.
When I'm, looking at all these things that people are talking about with Caitlin Clark, it's like, guys, chill out. Like, she's gonna be fine. Like, it's 2 games in. Are you kidding me? She's a student of the game. She got better every year. You're not going to just absorb all of the new information that's coming at you in 2 games, in 2 weeks. It takes time. And she will. I have no doubt about it. She's a student of the game. She continues to get better. And these are also points that coaches then address. Hey, let's continue to work on this.
While others saw a struggling rookie, White saw a fighter. A baller who wasn't about to let a few bad games define her career. But wait, it gets better. White didn't stop there. She went on praising Clark's basketball IQ and work ethic like it was going out of style. She's a student of the game. She loves the game of basketball, White said. It's like she was seeing something the rest of us were missing. So what did White see that had her so fired up about Clark? Was it the way Clark kept her head up even when the shots weren't falling? The way she stayed late after practice working on her game? Or maybe it was that fire in Clark's eyes, that refusal to back down no matter how tough things got? Whatever it was, White's early defense of Clark wasn't just talk. It was a statement. A big, bold statement that said, "I believe in this kid, and you should too." And you know what? That faith started paying off. As the season went on, Clark started finding her groove. She wasn't just surviving in the WNBA anymore. She was thriving, setting 62 records and becoming all WNBA first team in the process.
My expectation is to be one of the best players in the world one day. I wouldn't expect anything less than that.
Caitlin Clark finished up one of the most remarkable years of basketball playing in quite some time.
By the end of the season, Clark wasn't just some rookie anymore. She was a once-in-a-generation talent for the Fever, living up to all that expectation and then some. And White? She was looking like a genius for believing in Clark from the start. Defending Clark is one thing. Actually working with her? That's a whole different ballgame. And that's exactly what White signed up for now. Because if White could help Clark this much from the sidelines, just imagine what she can do as her coach. The league ain't ready for what's coming. All right, y'all thought Caitlin Clark was tearing it up before? Just wait till you see what Stephanie White's cooking up. This ain't just some coach-player duo. We're talking about a full-on basketball mind meld that's going to leave the rest of the league in the dust.
I think the greatest thing is just, for me, having been a part of the WNBA for 25 years, having worked on both sides of it in the media and in the coaching realm, and being a player in this league as well.
Let's break it down. White's not just another clipboard holder. She's been there, done that, and got the t-shirt. We're talking player, analyst, coach, the whole 9 yards. And now she's bringing all that knowledge to bear on Clark's game. It's like Clark's getting a masterclass in basketball from every angle possible. But here's the million-dollar question. Can White really take Clark's game to the next level? I mean, Clark's already had a historic debut season. How much better can she get? Well, hold on to your hats. Because White's offensive philosophy is practically tailor-made for Clark's skill set. White's all about maximizing player potential, and let me tell you, Clark's potential is through the roof. White's going to have Clark running plays that'll make defenders' heads spin. And when White finally spoke to Clark the night before she was announced as the new Fever coach, complete magic.
I mean, this is the moment that we've been waiting for. So I don't know if you prepare for it as much as you just embrace it, embrace where we are. Think about the momentum moving forward, where we wanted this league to be and where we still aspire for it to go. And just embrace this moment, embrace this opportunity, continue to help this team, this franchise be better, position ourselves for success.
But here's where it gets really interesting. White's not just looking to polish Clark's strengths. She's got her eye on those areas where Clark can still improve. We're talking defense, shot selection, leadership, all the little things that turn a great player into a legend. Can you imagine what this partnership could lead to? We're not just talking about breaking records here. We're talking about shattering them, obliterating them, making people forget there were ever records to begin with. White's expertise plus Clark's talent, that's not just a match made in basketball heaven. That's the kind of combination that changes the game forever. It's like pairing Michael Jordan with Phil Jackson, or Sue Bird with the late great Ann Donovan, or Magic Johnson with Pat Riley, or, well, you get the idea. As mind-blowing as this White-Clark combo is gonna be, it's not even the whole story. Because let's not forget, there's more to the Fever than just Caitlin Clark, and White's got plans for all of them. The Indiana Fever are about to become the hottest show in town.
Yeah, it's exciting. Certainly I was born and raised in Indiana, and so have a lot of pride in Indiana basketball, and a lot of pride in the Fever organization, being a player and a coach there. And it's exciting what's happening with the organization and where they are. I mean, most organizations have their ups and downs, certainly. But I'm proud of the growth of the Indiana Fever. Excited, about the future of the Indiana Fever.
Stephanie White's cooking up something way bigger. We're talking a full-on basketball revolution in Indiana. But here's the million-dollar question. Can she really transform this young squad into a legit contender? Think about it. The Fever's roster is stacked with young talent that's just waiting to explode. We've got Aaliyah Boston, the 2023 Rookie of the Year, ready to dominate the paint. Then there's Kelsey Mitchell, who just had the best season of her career and the best backcourt partner for Clark. And don't even get me started on the potential of players like Lexi Hull, Temi Fagbenle, and Grace Berger. This team's got more raw talent than a high school musical.
Look at this. She set several WNBA and rookie records during her historic first season. She was named the 2024 Rookie of the Year, of course, and her play, it really took off as the season went on, especially after the Olympic break.
But talent alone doesn't win championships. That's where White comes in. She's not just some random coach. She's a player development guru. Remember what she did with the Connecticut Sun? Took them to back-to-back semifinals and snagged Coach of the Year. That's not luck, folks. That's skill. I mean, she made the finals on her first year as Fever coach back in 2015. Now, some of you might be thinking, sure, but can she really turn this young team into a contender? Well, let me tell you something. White's already got a plan. She's not just talking about Clark and Boston. She's looking at the whole roster, figuring out how to maximize every player's potential.
I think that the thing that's made this Indiana team, I think fun to watch for everybody is just that they play with so much joy, right? Like they're young, they enjoy the game, they have fun together, and they don't take things too seriously. So there's some good things in that too.
White's been raving about the Fever's late season surge last year. That's not just a fluke. That's a team finding its groove. And now, with White at the helm, watch out. Here's where it gets really interesting. White's not just focused on the players she's got. She's already thinking about the future. The Fever's got the number 8 pick in the first round of the draft. You better believe White's going to use that to add even more firepower to this roster. And let's not forget, White knows Indiana basketball like the back of her hand. She's not just some outsider coming in to shake things up. She's Indiana born and bred. This is her home turf. She knows what it takes to win here. The pieces are in place. The talent's there. The coach is home. Now it's time to see what this team can really do. The rest of the WNBA better watch out, because the Indiana Fever are coming, and they're coming hard.
Certainly experience, there's no substitute for it, especially understanding the different level that it takes in the playoffs. I think understanding certain time and score situations at that heightened level, but it's not the end all be all. And so, we got to go out, we got to play the game, we got to execute. We got to make sure that we play to our strengths on both ends of the floor, and put our best foot forward.
Let's be real. The Indiana Fever just made a huge upgrade with Stephanie White. This isn't just some random coach swap. It's a full-on basketball revolution in the making. White's not here to play games. She's here to build a dynasty. You think the rest of the WNBA's ready for what's coming? Think again. White's got the experience, the vision, and now she's got the talent to back it up. Caitlin Clark, Aaliyah Boston, Kelsey Mitchell, Lexi Hull, and the rest of the Fever squad. That's not just a team. That's a wrecking crew. And here's the kicker. This is just the beginning. White's not thinking about next season. She's thinking about the next decade. The Fever aren't just coming for a playoff spot. They're coming for it all, and they're coming hard. The rest of the league better watch their backs because Indiana's about to set the WNBA on fire. Let us know in the comments. Like, subscribe, and turn on all notifications so you never miss out. Click the video on the screen, and we will see you in the next one.